Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. May the 4 victims rest in peace and may the correct justice be served. This is for fair use purpose. Grizzly True Crime has been working hard on this case from the beginning, and I came across this post which I wanted to share with you all. I haven't seen this before, but it is important. This is one of the Sigma Chi fraternity boys, his mother. He texted his mother that night, and this is what she had to say. This is so hard to watch. Ethan texted my son at 2 a.m. and he's almost positive they were still at the Sigma Chi at that time. Based on what the text said, that wouldn't put them at the house until at least 2:10 to 2:15. My son called the tip line and reported this days ago, but they're still saying they think E and Zana were at the house at 1:45. Frustrating. Can you imagine this? So this mother, his son, texted his mother and told her that he saw E. He was positive, almost positive that he saw E at the Sigma Chi at that time. That's 2 a.m. So I believe E and Zana left the party by 2:15, and something happened to them on their way home. There's no other way to see that. So could it be possible that E was driving while he and Zana were in the vehicle? The fight that happened in the Sigma Chi fraternity escalated and carried on outside. Maybe the people he fought with at the Sigma Chi came after E and Zana. Could that be possible? At Linda Lane, or in front of the house, or at Queen Street, or Queens Road? Something happened between 2 to 2:15. I've always said that. And the more deeper I go into this case from the beginning, which I've been doing for many, many months now, the more things are starting to make sense. This is a boy from the Sigma Chi fraternity. Let me read it once again. This is so hard to watch. E texted my son at 2 a.m. and he's almost positive they were still at the Sigma Chi at that time. Based on what their text said, that wouldn't put them at the house until at least 2:10 to 2:15. My son called the tip line and reported this days ago, but they're still saying that they think E and Zana were at the house at 1:45. Frustrating. It's not really frustrating. It is annoying that the police keep on saying that all 4 victims got home at 1:45. We know that Kaylee and Maddie got home at 1:56, but the police said everyone got home at 1:45. They said that E and Zana were at the Sigma Chi party from 8 to 9. They don't say where they were from 9 to 1:45. So if they're the Sigma Chi, okay, so if this boy that texted his mother was at the party, I would definitely believe him. He has no reason to lie. Allegedly. Bethany knows everything. Bethany, you have exculpatory evidence that BK needs and that we need. What happened? There was a fight at the Sigma Chi or Sigma Chi fraternity at the party because the police came down there. I'm not talking about the undercover police. You can go check that on News Nation and Banfield and other channels, media channels. It's just that that body cam or that police report hasn't been released. I'm sure they put it on gag order. But this is interesting. And this is something I think Grizzly True Crime, Gisela K made herself, which is quite interesting. She's quite intelligent in it. Got home approximately 1 a.m. That would be Dylan and I guess Quinn Kelly, her boyfriend, or whoever got home with Dylan was there at 1 a.m. Where were they? Who were they with? Did they drive themselves home? Did someone drop them off? Did they go to bed before the other 4 roommates? I think they're talking about Dylan. Dylan took some pictures and she made them private. She took the pictures on VSCO, pictures with even a mask. She took pictures with Quinn, her boyfriend, and the pictures he took was outside 1122 Kings Road. Allegedly. This is for fair use purpose. Still from Grizzly True Crime, Gisela K. This was the previous timeline I wanted to show you. Number 1, Dylan and Bethany got out and arrived home at approximately 1 a.m. Ian and Xana got to the Sigma Chi party on campus around 9 p.m., arriving home at approximately 1:40 a.m. I don't believe that is a fact at all. That is speculation. Nobody knew the whereabouts of Ian and Xana from 9 p.m. to 1:45 a.m. In fact, from 9:45 to whenever they were unlived, unfortunately. Because no witnesses are coming forward. We heard it on the news, even on Daily Mail, New York Post. I heard it on many news medias that there wasn't any social media pictures or any evidence of the couple after 9 p.m. Ian and Xana got to the Sigma Chi party on campus around 9 p.m., arriving home at approximately 1:45 a.m. According to law enforcement, the same time law enforcement says Maddie and Kaylee got home. Someone on Facebook said their son got a text from E at 2 a.m. So assumption is Xana and E got home between 2 to 2:15 a.m. I don't think they even got home. I think they were brought home after something happened. That could be possible. Or something happened to them while they were at home. They were attacked. One of the two. And I really believe they could have been attacked inside the house because you see the fingerprints on the Good Vibes. It looked like somebody was chilling in the living room and got attacked there, unfortunately. So if someone on Facebook said their son got a text from E at 2 a.m. So assumption is Xana and E got home between 2 to 2:15 a.m. if they ever got home. Unfortunately, may they rest in peace. Maddie and Kaylee got to the corner club, leaving home at 10:15 p.m., arriving home at 1:56 a.m. That is right. And it was the same driver who drove them to the corner club and back. When Maddie and Kaylee got home, Kaylee's sister says they let the dog out for potty and they went inside and locked the door. So they were in the house around 2:10 a.m. Very interesting. If they took their dog potty Could someone have attacked them then? There are many figures of a dog, actually, strangely enough. Is that how Maddie's coat ended up behind the bushes in Taylor Avenue? Did they come inside the house and see something and try to run off and they were pulled back? Or did it happen while, allegedly, they took the dog to potty? Kaylee called Jack between 2:26 a.m. to 2:52 a.m. Calls from Kaylee's phone was 7 times, Maddie's phone was 3 times. Wow. And that's when we hear a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." Something happened then to the girls, I believe. But Ia and Xana were unfortunately unlived around 2 to 2:20, I believe. Because E's mother, I showed you all from last year, a year at least almost. When I first found it, E's mother saying 2 a.m. is the hardest time for us. She means their family. And I'm sure for all of us. So she means her family and Xana's family, I assume. Quinn was seen there that night, driving a light color car, in fact, a beige color or something like that, allegedly. That was always said in the beginning. But he says he was in Boise, Idaho, and he's never stepped foot in Moscow. This is another thing I find interesting. This is all from the beginning of the case. Jovito was having a conversation the first day with people on Facebook. Jovito commented on Plunder, his TikTok video at the beginning of this case. He said, "I pointed to the girls. He told me he was making sure they got home safe, and I was like, well, they're leaving." So I think he's explaining this through Plunder. Somebody replied to him, "Is that you in the video? Oh my God." He continues by saying, "Didn't know them at all." He's talking about Maddie and Kaylee. "Just happened to be in line together. And yeah, I talked to the cops. I had to physically go in cause they didn't call me back." What work was Moscow police doing in the beginning? Surprise. I don't understand. It's a high-profile case, and they were in shock. Such things has never happened in Moscow, Idaho before. They haven't had an unliving or murder in 7 years, but still, you contact somebody who is trying to tell you I was there lost with them. Somebody asked him, "Did you know Hoodie Guy?" He said, "Nope, I don't even know his name." Have you looked at Maddie's Instagram? Do you think he looks like the boyfriend in her pictures? That's what somebody asked. That was in the beginning of the case. She thought it was Jack D. He goes on to say, "A bunch of people asked me, and truthfully, no. He was covered up pretty good, and I was more just casually talking, waiting for food. Didn't look like full detail." What is strange is he's such a liar. He did not even mention that he is a career advisor in the economic department in Idaho Moscow University. Isn't that strange? He even said in his interview, or he said it on TikTok, his own interview that he gave out his statements. He clearly said, when he was talking, he said something about the frats. He said, "Yeah, I was cracking jokes with the frats." So he knows the frats. That means he knows who the guy. Where is he lying? Now this is what I wanted to show you. It gets interesting. Somebody asked him a question about Jack Showalter, who the guy? They asked him, did you think he did it, I think. So, I mean, that's possible. Only issue is he was their neighbor, number one. Number two, having issues already with them, apparently, what I've heard. So he's heard that the girls, Maddie and Kaylee, were having issues with who the guy. Why didn't he tell us? This is what somebody wrote on Facebook in the beginning of this case. I have it on good authority. Cousin is a cop in a nearby town, but called in to help in Moscow. One school started back up. Apparently, the investigation is looking directly at the Sigma Chi Frat party. E and Zana attended from 8 to 9 that night. He did not have any update on their timeline after they left 9 to 1:45, but did say it looks like the investigation is honing in on 2 suspects from the party that night, and updates should publicly name them by the end of the week. I've seen this so many places, but it never happened. But the Sigma Chi Frat party had something to do with the quadruple murders. I've always said that. The timelines of E and Zan are not clear. I think something happened to E and Zana between 2 to 2:20. Definitely, something happened around that time. Or I should say allegedly, I'm sorry. But that makes more sense. We could even hear a female yelling, "Stop, stop it," or "Stop it, stop." That was on the body cam of the Banfield police at 2:56 and 16 seconds. The 4 figures running is at 3:12. The last call the girls made to Jack D was at 2:52. Look at all the things happening between 2 to 3 or 3:30. Really believe the quadruple murders happened between 2 to 3:30. Brian Koberg was seen after 3:30. That was the first time he was seen there, or his car was seen there. But I remember there was another light color car that was seen between 3 to 4, not far from Kings Road, roaming around. Did they confuse the cars on purpose or accidentally? Wouldn't know.
Know where they were during that whole?
So I'm not sure that it says that they left the location. I believe it says that they were seen there. I think that's what it says. But we do want to figure out what occurred between the 9 and the 1:45. Figure out who they were with, what was going on, maybe any routes or paths that they took to end up going home.